Hey everyone, how's everybody doing? I hope you're having an amazing week. I am having a very rainy week. And it's also a post-rally type of situation, which to me it's always a mix of just pure physical exhaustion. All I want to do is eat and sleep. Usually I have to fix something on the bike because something is destroyed one way or another. In this case, the side panel is gone. The seat needs new bolts, new screws, because they just kind of ejected themselves and were lost somewhere in the mud, never to be seen again. And the mechanic who was exchanging the clutch plates and springs for me said that I really need to replace the cam chain at this point. So I'm gonna have to do that. Which kind of sounds like a big job, and I'm a little apprehensive about the whole thing, but if it's gotta be done, it's gotta be done. So I gotta take care of Lucy, I gotta get some rest, and I have to admit, for me, every single time a rally ends, I'm also a little sad, a little blue, I guess, because I guess you're coming off of that rally high and you go back into your normal, whatever that normal means to you. For me, it's being on the road, but it's a different story. It's not the same as doing a rally. So this is why today I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about rally racing from a slightly different angle, and that is prep and also just maybe the mindset aspect of the whole thing, because so far I have, after chasing the Dakar back in Peru in 2019 and then doing the Hellas Rally in Greece, the Alen Tejo in Portugal, the Bosnia Rally training event in Bosnia, the Hispania Rally this spring, and now the Hungarian Baja. What I have noticed a lot is either in the comments or people message me personally saying, dude, I really want to do a rally as well, but I don't have a rally bike, I don't have the skills, I don't have the experience, and so on and so forth. Whatever it is, there's always something that prevents them from doing a rally. And I understand that. I totally get that, because whenever we want to do something that's way out of our comfort zones, there's always this tendency to want the circumstances to be perfect in order for us to do it, right? So if it's a rally that you want to do, if you are so focused on having that perfect rally bike or that perfect rally build, the perfect navigation tower, the loads of training with the best professionals out there and so on and so forth, if you're looking for that perfect set of circumstances where you are perfectly ready to pull off a rally perfectly, well, guess what? You're probably never going to do that, because circumstances are never perfect. That's just kind of life. That's just kind of how things work, whether we like it or not. And I totally understand that, because I remember when I got back from South America, so I started riding motorcycles in Peru in 2013. I got a teeny tiny 150cc Chinese bike, and I rode it from Peru down to Ushuaia and back into Colombia and all kinds of places. I did that for almost 2 years. And when I got back to Europe, I thought, okay, well, I need to get a job connected with motorcycles so I could learn more about bikes, because I really didn't know much at all. I just had my little Chinese bike and that was it. So I thought I would get a job that has something to do with bikes, and I needed to save money so that I could leave again and go around the world on a bike. And somewhere along the way, so I got a job with Honda. I was working in sales, and somewhere along the way I realized that I am getting sucked into this false sense of perceived security. However much I did save or didn't save was never going to be the right amount. I felt like, yeah, okay, so I've saved this amount of money, but what if that happens and I need a little more? Maybe I should stay here longer. Maybe I should make sure that that I have the safety net type of thing going. And then if I wasn't thinking about that, I was thinking about I was gonna go to Africa or go around Africa, and there's all this paperwork involved. You have to have the carnet de passage for certain countries, and I thought, well, wait a minute, how am I gonna get that if I don't have the and it just snowballed the whole thing, and I got so focused on the details, the bike, how to set it up, how much money do I need to save, and I began to focus on these details so much that I didn't leave. I couldn't leave. I could not leave because I was thinking about the money and the luggage setup and the what ifs and the paperwork and all of these things, and I completely lost sight of the big picture, which was I just wanted to live off my bike, riding around the world. That is what I wanted, but instead of doing that, I kept obsessing over a bunch of things that in the end were not determining factors. And it's absolutely the same with doing a rally race. I am not saying that you should do a rally race on an old beat up DR650. I'm not saying that's the perfect bike. I am saying, however, that whatever bike you have right now is probably good enough. Because if this is your first rally, you're probably not aiming to win the thing. You probably just want to enjoy it. You want to finish it. You want to feel like you've achieved something. You want to experience that pure sheer joy and adrenaline and thrill, and improve your riding and meet all these amazing people and just feel like you're alive, feel like you're living, you know? That's what you want to do. So whether you do it on the bike that you currently have, or a rented one, or it does not really matter that much. It's not the main thing. Of course, if you can afford it, if you have the time, the resources, the energy, the money, and you want to invest in the best rally build ever, do that, of course. If you want to invest in a bunch of like super professional gear, do that, absolutely. Get the best kit, get the best bike, get the best training, go train with all these guys who are like professional racers. And so if you can do that, absolutely do it. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, that's a great thing. However, most of us are not in that place. Most of us have jobs and families and commitments and other expenses and all kinds of things, so we cannot just up and dedicate, I don't know, 6 months to prepare for a rally with the, again, perfect rally build or whatever, perfect training and so on and so forth. It's just not realistic. But it is realistic to take your existing bike, go over it, make sure that it's mechanically sound, get the most basic navigation kit you can. You can get a used one off of eBay. You can rent one. You can borrow one. You do not have to get the brand new F2R. You can look into Laba 7, which is what I use. The quality is unparalleled. It's gonna serve you for a very long time. It doesn't cost extortionate money. There are all kinds of solutions. And in terms of riding and skills, this is what most people are just pretty much terrified of. But the funny part is that most of you watching these videos are probably better riders than me. And you're worried that you're not going to be able to do Hellas or Hispania or Ceres or Iberian. You absolutely can. Absolutely, 100%. If you've been riding off-road for, I don't know, 2-3 years, if you've done a few more technical sections here and there, if you feel comfortable on your bike off-road, yes, you can do a rally, 100%. Don't wait until the circumstances are perfect, because guess what? They're never going to be perfect. And if they are perfect, then are you even challenging yourself, really? If everything is so perfect and you are just poised to do really well at whichever rally, there's not much of a challenge then. But if you just go with what you have, with the goal to finish a rally, with the goal to have stupid fun, to really truly challenge yourself, to go all in, then go. Do it now. And go now. Just download that entry form, fill it out, send it, and you are good to go. So bear in mind, when I say the rally racing is accessible for us adventure riders, off-road riders, I mean it is accessible. I am not saying that it is easy. It is not easy. It is tough. It is hard work. I have had countless oh shit moments during my several rallies that I have done so far. I have cried in my helmet. I have yelled all kinds of obscenities in my helmet. I have had one moment at Hellas where I fell down and I'd sprained my clutch hand previously, so it was hurting like hell. It was swollen, and taped it up with some elastic band to kind of make it through, popped some painkillers. But it was getting worse, and I dropped my bike in this horrible, mangled, muddy rut, and I just physically could not drag it out. And I was the last one because my speed was just non-existent. So I was the last one, so I knew there was nobody coming behind me, nobody would help me. I was there alone, and I was just sitting there. It was pouring down rain, and I was almost reaching for that SOS button. I thought, I am done. This is it. I am done. I need them to come and get me. I can't do this anymore. In the end, I did not reach for that button. I dragged the bike out somehow, and I finished that stage, and eventually finished a rally. But it will be hard. You will get exhausted, you will get fatigued, you will come off your bike, you might break something on the bike, you might injure yourself. That is a reality, that is a possibility in a rally setting. So by no means am I saying that it's going to be easy, but I'm not sure why we as a culture, as a society, are so obsessed with easy. It's not just with rallies, it's about I don't know, around the world travel or long distance travel as well, or in my case, sustaining myself financially on the road, working as a freelancer. People tell me, but man, but that's not easy, huh? Well, no, it's not. Of course, it's not easy. But I don't think anything actually worth doing is ever easy. You know, sitting on your couch watching Netflix, that's easy. But the reward there is kind of minimal, isn't it? So if you're aiming for a maximum reward, there's gonna be maximum suffering as well. But the reward, if it's worth it to you, then then it's worth it. Then you welcome it. You embrace the suck, and you go through the mud and the pain and the sprained hand or whatever it is, and the broken bike, and all kinds of things might happen during a rally race. It is hard. It is all about endurance, because it's not just a few laps and you're done. It's not one day and you're done. It's in case of Hellas, and I keep talking about Hellas because at this point I believe this is the only big international rally in Europe that is still actually going to happen. So many races have been cancelled, whereas Hellas still goes ahead. So I'm talking about Hellas a lot, and it is going to be hard work, absolutely. Nothing about that is easy. Not one day is easy. No. But like I said, why do we want things easy? What's the joy in that? What's the challenge in easy? So, not saying it's going to be easy. It is going to be tough. It will test you. You will push your own edge. You will push your limits. Um, but it is accessible. It is doable, and in a way, at least for me, these are the kind of moments where you kind of get to test, what are you really made of? Are you gonna give up now? Are you gonna push that SOS button? Or are you gonna go find a way and find a solution and pick the bike up and get back into the saddle and keep on riding, even if you're the last one, even if you're the slowest rider out there, even if you're all alone, you got no support, nobody waiting for you at the finish line. Are you gonna do it, or are you gonna sit down and give up? So a lot of these moments, I think, they kind of help with your mindset, and then even after the rally, you go back home to your family, to your friends, to your normal life, to your job. I think that rally experience can totally help with just about everything else you're going to be facing, because it shows you that, yeah, you didn't know how to ride that one particular section. Yeah, maybe you didn't know how to fix your bike on the roadside, whatever it is that happened, but you did it. You found a way. And that kind of builds a little bit of mental muscle, so whenever you're then facing an issue at work or in a relationship or whatever the case may be, instead of thinking, oh my god, this is it, this is the end of the world, I don't know what to do, I'm just gonna quit, I'm gonna walk away. Instead of doing that, you go into solution mode. You go like, okay, alright, okay, this is what happened, this is how I'm gonna react. and I'm gonna go look for a solution instead of wallowing in this, this is it, I don't know what to do. We always know what to do, and if we don't know what to do right now, we are able of finding a way. And that is what this whole rally racing situation is teaching me quite a lot. It's this resilience that you really build once you go through a rally. So no, it is not going to be easy, but it is going to be worth it. I'm thinking maybe I should make a couple of videos, perhaps just explaining, for example, roadbook navigation. I know a lot of people are terrified of that. At Hungarian Baja and back at Hellas last year, I was filming and trying to kind of explain how the thing works. So I could do a couple of videos where I'm just explaining from the very, very basic setup to how do you put the paper scroll in there, how do you read the whole thing, how do you navigate using that. I was also thinking, at the Hungarian Baja, I actually filmed an entire stage from start to finish, the whole thing. And I was thinking of publishing it as is, raw, no edits, nothing at all, just that raw footage. And the reason why I want to do it is because most people, when they look at whether it's a ride report or a media, you know, like Dakar media or these YouTube videos from rally races, what most people tend to show and what most media focuses on is highlights, right? So you will see these cool wheelies and jumps and insane speeds and cool helicopter footage, the hot action stuff, right? Now that is great, that is beautiful. However, these are highlights. This is not a consistent, constant rally reality. Again, I am not talking about the big desert rallies. I'm not talking Dakar. I'm not talking Africa Eco Race. I'm talking about the accessibility of European rallies such as Hellas, Hispania, Iberian, Ceres, and a few others out there. This is not, these highlights do not objectively show you what a rally stage really looks like. For me, I also do highlight reels, except I focus on all the stupid shit that I pull and then I put it on the internet for entertainment purposes. But that's still highlights, right? So what I want to do is publish that raw footage of one short 22-kilometer stage, start to finish, so that you could actually look at that and have that handlebar view and go like, oh man, this is actually not that difficult. Now, that one stage from Hungarian Baja, I'm not saying it's like the perfect example, but it is a sample. You can kind of get an idea just how difficult or how crazy a rally terrain and routes and tracks actually look like, because I bet you, again, that a lot of you are so much better at riding than I am, and you probably look at that video and go like, why are you slowing down here? I could totally go faster here. I bet you that's what will happen. Now, mind you, that would be like 40 minutes of unedited helmet camera footage, so I'm not saying it's going to be very, enthralling. I'm sure but the point is to show objectively and realistically what a rally section, a rally stage, actually looks like without highlighting anything, editing anything, not at all. So you could take a look at that and then decide for yourself, is this something that I could ride at a fair pace, or is this something that, yeah, it's just way too difficult? Because I have met countless riders now who assume that a rally like Hellas is basically Romaniacs, but for 7 days. It is not. You mostly have fast-flowing gravel tracks and hard-packed dirt tracks. You do have some forest trails. You do have a few more technical sections here and there. I'm not gonna deny that. You do, yes, but it's not all the time. It's here and there, like a few kilometers here, 10 kilometers there, whatever, but it's not constant. It's not Romaniacs for 7 days. A cross-country rally race is not hard enduro. It's not sitting in a swamp and trying to get out of the swamp. It's none of that. It's a very different story. And as adventure riders, I think a lot of us are pretty capable of finishing. Again, not saying winning, not saying placing in the top 5 or 10 or 15, unless you're exceptionally talented, in which case, good for you. But it is so accessible and so doable, and the reward they get from it is just, to me, it's, I don't know, it makes me feel so alive, and it makes me reach for the impossible, because once you do something that you previously thought was impossible, I would have never, ever, ever dreamed of crossing a rally finish line. Ever. Not in a million years. So once you actually do, your mind just goes like, whoa, wait a minute. I just did something that I thought was absolutely out of reach for me. Absolutely impossible. I just did it. What else is possible then? What else that I now think is impossible for me is actually possible? So that for me is why I am so obsessed with rallies. That, and of course, again, like I said, the pure fun, the thrill, the adrenaline. And that feeling you get once you do finish a stage and you're aching and you're sore and bruised all over, but you cross that finish line, and man, that feeling is just absolutely unbelievable. And then you go back to the bivouac and you meet all these other riders, and it's one big family of friends, and it is worth it. It is absolutely worth it. Even if you do not finish every single stage, you're not gonna get disqualified. You're just gonna get a time penalty, so that's not a big deal. You know, whatever, you probably have a million of what ifs. What if my bike breaks down? Well, you'll find a way to fix it. Somebody will help you. There will be a way. You have to start doing to actually get it done. You have to start doing so that you can get that experience. Because when people tell me, look, but you don't have any experience, that was before Hellas last year, and people told me, but what do you know about racing? You didn't have any experience. I'm like, okay, but can I magically download this experience from somewhere? Is there like a website where I can just, you know, there's my rally experience. I got it now. Thank you very much. Now I can do a rally. It doesn't work that way. You have to do it. You have to go through it to get that experience. There's no way. There's just no other way, right? So absolutely go and do it if this is something that you want to do. Do not wait for the world to align perfectly for you to be able to do it. Do not wait until you have the perfect bike, the perfect kit, the perfect navigation system. Until you've attended, I don't know, several different rally training schools and so on and so forth. As Miletus, organizer of the Hellas Rally, always says, the best practice for a rally is a rally. It is that simple. So just go and do it, because the reward is massive, and you're more capable and more able than you think you are. I guarantee you that. So go and register, go and fill out that entry form for whichever rally that you've always dreamed of doing. Do it right now, and I will see you at the bivouac.